We're ready to go here in Loudoun County. Loudoun in red and underway on a gorgeous evening outside Washington, D.C. Mike Watts, Devin Kerr for the call. This will roll calmly behind Timmy Mell. Picked up
the totality and performance. They start really strong. They'll give you 55, 60 minutes of quality football, and then that starts to fade down the stretch. Now, some of that has to do with age, experience, but for me, short term for both he and Deion Harris, like maybe in the next couple of days, might be able to get back into the swing of things. Of course, as we mentioned, Jan Nekra feels like they're right there on the full 90 for him.
Green rolls that back to Kamarni Smith. Now Houssou. The Shields slots back into the back line tonight, alongside Mell. Those two have started now 9 games together. Mentality of this team, the idea that, well, you're not all that comfortable in certain places. He doesn't care if you're comfortable or not. You still have to perform.
No, and I think you're being kind that it was the turf fields and that it was some of the baseball fields. And yet putting up 3, 4, 5 goals at home, blanking teams in ridiculous fashion too, literally running them off the field. And then they go away and they get smacked around. That doesn't happen anymore though. That's a change of identity where you really took what was all.
A bit more direct this time. They have to do better.
That opening moment where they can step through a much quicker sequence into the final third. Give this Loudoun team enough time to sit behind the ball. They
Antley, lasso. Bypasses Zekra. The race is on. Green. Couple of options. Open on the back post, and it broke down. There were 5 Loudoun shirts stretched across the 6-yard box. And now a foul from Houssou. Ekrod. Oh, a slide in by Houssou, who's immediately atoned. Ball fell kindly to him. Pushed off by Mell. Wenzati, wonderful turn. Brought down by Houssou. Free kick. 20. Forda is ready. Wenzati steps over. It's Hilton!
Guard in certain situations. I mean, literally at every single level, it's easy to overlook him. Don't.
Chance here, Wenzati. And now the Rowdies are starting.
Wenzati's mic'd up into the box, understood that we were talking about him, didn't like it. Just said, hey, hey.
Nice free kick, Lewis.
Yeah, don't forget about me right now. Watch what I can do. Looking for his.
Well, let's go back to the St. Louis FC days. Anthony Pulis was blown away that Hilton was still available coming out of Charlotte. Spent 2 really quality seasons at St. Louis FC. It's his 15th pro goal, and now his speaks so highly of him. Doesn't feel he gets nearly the appreciation he deserves. Dos Santos, he went down. He's struggling to get up.
Didn't mess up the hair. He'll be just fine.
It's true. You wonder if that's a water-based product or
has to be. Can't risk the burning in the eye. I guess. No, I don't see it personally. I mean, from the referee's angle, he could argue that maybe Dos Santos is leaning in, but I don't see that.
For you, is that a foul either way?
A lot of time fans at home, when they're watching a match, they see that and go, how is it possible the referee gets it that wrong? It's actually quite simple in this situation. You know, you're taught as a referee, you're basically on a pivot point where you're running a diag.
Well, what makes this exceedingly difficult for Loudon now, the Rowdies have conceded just 15 goals this year. Speared straight up. Houssou by Guinzotti. Streaking forward, Sadavia. Header.
That's the great vision you get out of the players in the field for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, where even though they're still an offensive threat, it doesn't come at a cost. You maintain your composition.
Want to hear from you? Visit uslchampionship.com/supporters-month for more information on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as the supporter of the week. He would definitely say no.
He's not doing it. Oh, well taken there.
In it. Dev, I know you can't wait for that game.
I can't necessarily say it's a retribution game for Hartford Athletic, given what went on in the playoffs last year, but there's an action, nice little brace on the weekend.
Hilton a header, still now for Loudon. You'll have highlights from that game coming up at the half as well as we get you around the league. Sadavia. Houssou slips ahead, back heel, brilliant Green. Stoppage time is presented by Ortho Virginia. Another minute and change ahead.
Have to be even better here in the second half. Everybody knows that they're going to provide themselves chances, but the question is, can you close those out? This team only has a conversion rate 10% coming into the match.
Shields, very attack-minded change, to be sure. Sub brought to you by Segra. Comes over to Downs.
That's an easy little tweak for him. You just slide Melling out of their normal spots, drifting into a 3, rotating into a 5, bumping guys off the back line into the midfield. So an out-and-out marking back all of a sudden becomes one of the most instrumental pieces on the wing.
And it's you're going to get against the Rowdies. Historically, the number is low. Put simply, Evan Loro has had very little to no work to do the last couple games. That's a hardy challenge by Accra. America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, Brian Dunseth, and USL All Access with Devin and only Devin. Ball flicked across, contact from Loro, and now the whistle arrives. Punctured outside the 18. Downs.
I'm really surprised they didn't go with Kuda Pietro.
A foul on the back of Accra. Mel denied by Loro. It's a tough one for Mel, to say the least. Bolivar 1 for 2 this year. Dambrot 0 for 1. Pass 0 for 1. The team is hyphen proud. Loudon into possession, 57th minute. The Rowdies scoring on the lower Sadavia.
And entering the match, number 14, Tyler Guevara, and number 24, Samson Scaragay.
Hit the left, and the right's in the box. The foul is outside the box. You've clipped my left foot outside the box.
Pass.
You can wince all you want.
Here's Devin, speaking of conflict. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have suggested that my commentary on Forrest Lasso's dancing is below the belt. More on this development in a moment. Pass unloads.
Can't wait to see the way that they're going to work themselves through the inside here for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Lawrence White, who has officially made his return from injury for a couple of games now. Paired with Hilton and Doherty, you would have to imagine that the three of them play off of each other very well. The question is how crowded is it going to be on the inside with Gabera, Kudapietro, and Houssou in pursuit?
Let's take a quick. That previous challenge results in a Houssou yellow card as well.
We know he's a gym.
Talking about potential trades and transfers, and you sent someone to League One to get the outside back at Union Omaha. Ball floated forward here, and a header away. Still for the Rowdy. And Wahab Akwe as well.
More speed, more problems.
So a runaway freight train. Caught by Houssou. In steps Dos Santos, and immediately he was trying to suggest that that was a. Very few teams in the league, I think, could have that depth in the way the Rowdies play that the Rowdies do.
If and when is really the key words that you want to focus on. You've never had your full team yet. And even though at certain points in time you've had some key pieces, I mean, they're all key pieces. Let's get that out of the way. Goalkeeper in the back three, and that's it. Now, you can lay favoritism for sure, but think about guys like Juan Tejada, who could really do no wrong in his rookie season that saw 10 goals and 2 assists into the corner. And then you've got the hold-up play too. So there are so many different options, but what suits you best now and against your opponent?
And I think that's the intriguing part, against your opponent.
Yes, what you want to be. So follow me on this. You don't have to be the team that everybody wants you to be. You just have to be the best for the game in front of you.
Ball across a second time. Guillen appeared to, he stayed down for a moment and leapt back to his feet to defend. He's one of 3 players on the roster who's yet to miss a minute this year.
You go 15, 20, 25 minutes in a match against the Independents where things start to go south. That doesn't mean that you, in whatever fashion that is.
Slide by Green doesn't totally stem off Tampa's forward motion. And the Rowdies. No. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players transition to their USL. Green. Good recovery. Loudon players shouting for a yellow card that's unlikely to arrive.
Just some tired legs from Jordan Doherty. United, as this game has progressed, really spread themselves thin on the back line, trying to find a way back into this match. A lot of numbers on the inside, and for Doherty, just a lot of tracking. Everything is in late arrival.
Kosana got a yellow card for that scoop and score, as he called it. A nice one that didn't count, however. Loudon at the final matchup, the penultimate week of the regular season, October 23rd.
You usually get about 60 minutes or so from a team that will chase you, press you, run you into the ground, and ever since we started to see those changes back in the 61st minute,
Ball hit by Coup Di Pietro. Into stoppage time we go. Stoppage time is presented by Ortho Virginia. And wouldn't you know it, 4 added minutes.
You have a skewed vision if you do, because there are other teams that are either affiliated or a 2-team in general around this league.
Gabarra.
You know, that team's already in a rebuilding type phase, so do you want to entrust all of that into, you know, a 19-year-old academy?
Still Tejada. Dancing contact referee.
How that youth development movement started. Think about the Bethlehem Steel.
Brendan Burke.
Think about Brendan Burke and the Bethlehem Steel and where those players have gone, where he's gone, pushing them up through Philadelphia Union.
Yep.
Young